We have beautify. Oh, now we can just beautify. You get closer. Get closer to show all of your, let's show all of the ugliness. Here, come closer. I've been using the Redmi Note 10 Pro, Redmi Note 10 Pro Max in some markets for a little over a week now. And I really like the camera. Now, today's video is gonna be a full-on in-depth camera review. I'm gonna go into all the features, all of the modes. I'm gonna touch on GCam really briefly for you guys, but I'm gonna do a whole other separate video about GCam. Now, right off the bat, guys, we're gonna go ahead, enable HDR on, AI pre-cam. We're just gonna take a couple snaps here. First with the normal camera, then let's do one with the ultra wide. Okay. Now next up is a little dynamic range test. We have some darker area here in the shadows with these trees. Over here in the distance, as you guys can see, we have some brighter sky. We're not gonna try to tap on metering anything. We're just gonna snap away. So a common complaint that I had when using my Xiaomi Mi 10 and the large sensor that camera had is that the sides and edge sharpness of the camera was pretty bad. Now we're gonna go ahead and try testing the sharpness across the entire range of this HM2 sensor to see how good that edge sharpness is. And let's also take a look at the close focusing for you guys. So a common complaint among Xiaomi cameras and kind of just Android phones in general is their lack of consistency in regards to color across lenses. So here, AI camera, HDR, forced, ultra wide, regular, and honestly, I think that for the price range, these results are fine, although we're not getting the best in terms of color accuracy and color consistency. Let's try doing this with AI camera off. And just based on that, guys, just as a pull out and snap type of thing, still wild inconsistencies among the two cameras. Let's try exposing them the same and tapping on the same flower. And this wouldn't be an in-depth camera review without going into our super macro mode. Now, the 5 megapixel macro camera that we have on the Redmi Note 10 Pro is actually one of the best macro cameras that Xiaomi makes. It's their 5 megapixel unit and it's actually quite good. It allows for a really, really close focusing distance, and one of kind of my biggest disappointments with this, which I hope can be fixed in GCam, is that we have no HDR on the macro camera. And to me, that's a big, big disappointment. And it's a really, really big kind of missed opportunity because this macro camera is actually quite good to use, as well as being quite fun to just kind of experiment with a different type of photography. Now guys, while we still have good light, let's go ahead and give ourselves a quick comparison between GCam and the stock camera. As I said, this version of GCam I can't share with you guys, but I thought I would just give you guys a little preview to see what kind of enhancements you guys should be able to expect from GCam, you know, as it begins to come out for the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Now I want to see how much detail we have in the trees versus the sky, and it's definitely an improvement. Let me know what you guys think. So this wouldn't be a in-depth camera review of the Redmi Note 10 Pro if I didn't test all of the special features and modes within the camera app that Xiaomi Redmi likes to advertise. So we are gonna do some of those special features things now. We're gonna test the portrait mode. My girlfriend's gonna be the model for us. Let's take a look. Okay, so the next features that we're gonna test out on this are the portrait modes, all of the cinematic portrait lighting that Xiaomi gives us with this phone, and have fun. Okay, now we have all of these different neon, cinematic, portrait, okay. But, okay, so then we can choose, you can choose your f-stop. We can go back, we can choose different portrait. These are all look so stupid in my opinion. We have beautify. Oh, now we can just beautify. Get closer to show all of your, let's show all of the ugliness. Here, come closer. This wouldn't be a comprehensive and full review if I didn't test the built-in long exposure modes that Xiaomi's now included in the Redmi Note 10 and along with a lot of their other devices. I'm here, busy street in Hanoi. Hopefully the lav mic is working. Let's go ahead and take some long exposures. The next thing I want to test out real quick is some tripod night mode shots for you guys. This should theoretically give us the best performance possible. I think it goes without saying that the Redmi Note 10 Pro is a pretty awesome value. Kind of like the sponsor for today's video, Surfshark VPN. Now, I live in a country where the internet isn't the most open and free, being Vietnam. The Vietnamese government also has over 50,000 people whose job it is to patrol the internet. Cool fact for you guys. Now there's tons of other reasons that you might want to use Surfshark VPN, even if you live in a Western country. Let's say you want to watch international Netflix, or you need to do online banking from public Wi-Fi. Surfshark VPN can do all of that for you. And if with one account, you can have unlimited device logins. And at just over $2 a month with my promo code Mitchell, you guys can save 83% on your Surfshark VPN subscription. And on top of that, it goes to supporting my channel. Check the links in the description for my affiliate links and don't forget to use my promo code. Now that we're back in the studio, I want to talk a little bit about the video capabilities of the Redmi Note 10 Pro, some of my overall feelings and impressions for it, and what you guys can expect from the camera. Now on the stock video app, you don't have electronic image stabilization at 4K. That's grayed out when you try to look at it in the settings. You don't have 1080-60 with electronic image stabilization, and overall, you definitely get a handicapped camera. A lot of you guys said that we have 4K 30 with EIS on the Redmi Note 10 Pro, but I think that this is a processor limitation and we probably don't have it. How does this footage look though? Now, if you use GCam for video, you do get EIS on the ultrawide as well as EIS on the main camera in 4K, which is great. That said, it's not the greatest electronic image stabilization, and that's ultimately a restriction of the Snapdragon 732G. That said, I thought that video samples from this looked all right. They definitely weren't mind-blowing. They weren't super impressive. I think I could get away with doing some vlogs with it, but overall, if you guys are looking for a great video camera, this might not be the best option for you guys. Now, talking about stills performance and what I got away from using this. Well, there's still a lot of tuning that has left to be done and a lot of software that can be optimized on the stock camera app of the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Using GCam definitely gives you a better overall performing device. And if you guys want me to do a GCam specific review of the Redmi Note 10 Pro, let me know in the comment section down below. That said, I think that this device is going to get better with more software updates from Xiaomi, although I'm still waiting to go ahead and unlock the bootloader and flash a custom ROM or Xiaomi EU on this device, because I think that I'm going to see a lot better performance in overall device usage. And with Xiaomi EU in the past, because it's based on the China builds. Oftentimes I get new features refined faster than I did from the international ROMs. And that said, since I've had my Redmi Note 10 Pro, I've really only gotten one software update for it, and that was the day I got the device. I think that in good, well-lit environments, this device is going to get pretty good performance. I still want to do a head-to-head comparison where I'm comparing these on tripods versus the Xiaomi Mi 10 just to see which sensor is a more capable sensor, because I think that that would be a very, very interesting and a very, very telling comparison, because when you're using Pro mode and you have the base ISO set, you can really see which sensor hardware is better. And if you guys want that, let me know in the description down below. This has been my ultra in-depth, comprehensive Redmi Note 10 stock camera review. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. Peace.